When I was younger in my career, I thought that I was above average when I was in school because in certain subjects, I had the ability to perform really, really highly. And in other subjects, my confidence got totally shattered when I was put into an enriched program for math and they skipped us a grade. And I then started to have failure experiences constantly because everything was over my head. I didn't have the connective education to be able to understand how to do algebra when we had just learned long division. So it was a failure experience. They don't do it anymore. I dropped out of math after grade 10 and had to put together my self-esteem and my self-image as an adult because of these things that I believed about myself to be true, because I believed that I couldn't do math and I'm not smart enough. But I undid those beliefs when I was 20 and recognized that I can do math and I am smart enough, and that wasn't my fault. I had gained confidence in the sales field when I started to learn how to present myself with confidence, because I started to rebuild my self-esteem and I started to create beliefs that allowed me to feel that I liked who I was. I had integrity. I wouldn't lie. I had work ethic. I reprogrammed some of the things that were required to be reprogrammed, and I started to learn. I had a thirst for learning about attitude and understanding the way my mind worked and learning how to have influence over my emotions and even just understanding some of these emotions. So I started to have massive growth as an individual when I was 20 years old. When I was out in the sales field, this translated into better interactions with people. So I started to succeed more out in the field with a larger group of people, right? I call it your pitchable population, that we all have a specific type of person that we like to talk to. And anybody who falls outside of that pitchable population, we aren't great at getting good results from. And the goal is to expand your pitchable population. So if there's, like, on average, say there's 10 different possible personality types that you could encounter when you're going on a cold call, sales call, our goal was to be able to learn how to engage with each one of those. And so it did mean learning how to do 1,000 things differently. It meant learning how to posture differently. It meant learning how to set your tone differently. You had to read signals so fast so that you knew what way to express yourself in a way that was going to be received properly, the way that they wanted to be communicating with you. You had to think about 1,000 things, like, how quickly do they want to be thinking right now? That's how quickly I need to be speaking right now. All of those things entered into it. So as a sales rep, I gained a lot of confidence because I started to have the largest pitchable population in the room. And I started to outperform all of the other sales reps that were in that room. And we're talking 160 people. And I was one of the youngest brand new little girls when I started that was nowhere in any way in contest with the studs that were in that room. Well, I started to beat them, all of them, every day. One of the ways that I beat them was because I outworked them. No kidding. I didn't take a break for lunch because for me it was more important to consistently demonstrate to myself that I could succeed at this. I could do this. I could do this just as good or better than the top sales guys in this room. If I can do this and then I could teach other people how to do this, then I can have a career at this. I needed to get promoted from within myself first in order for me to be able to successfully now build a team of other sales reps. So at that time, when it came to my mindset about my ability to perform in the field, I did think I was above average. I thought I was above average. I didn't think I had above average work ethic. I thought I was above average. Now again, this is a junior navigator learning self-help stuff, and so there were levels to the awakening that occurred later, because I do not think I'm above average today. I think I'm average, and I think that that's a phenomenal thing to be. So then the difference occurred when I started to train other people, and I could teach them the logistics. I could teach them the technical aspects of selling. We could teach them the formula for a sales conversation. I could practice with them and make sure that they were delivering sentences with the right tone, so the messaging was right on. We could talk about how to handle objections and what you could say to alleviate concern, how to engage in a conversation that would uncover where their value match would be. So we could teach all of these things, and that was no longer the issue. The issue for me showed up when I could teach people the sales part, but then I totally fell down when it came to being their leader. That all of them wanted to learn how to beat me so they could make sure that I knew that they no longer needed to be led by me. So I was very new as a leader. The one thing I could hang on to was that I could outperform all of them in the field. We used to have this contest, we used to call it a pie in the eye contest, and it's where somebody challenges you to a sales contest. And you agree, you have to both agree, and you go out and you compete and you make it back to the office and there's a deadline, etc. And whoever lost, who gets pied in the face by the person who won. And so you have to agree and accept the terms, and everybody back at the office, we go outside, and outside in the back, then there's a pie contest and somebody gets pied, and we would take pictures, and it was hilarious, and people had different techniques and all kinds of stuff, but it was more like, you know, it was just to be the champion at the moment. It was a way to compete. I got challenged to a pie contest 25 times while I was in the field. I've never, ever, ever been pied. And I tell you that not to impress you about me in any way, but for the degree to which I had to work in order to guarantee that there was no way that these guys could beat me. There was no way that I could allow them to do that. Because if I let them do that, I was done. Completely done. I wasn't leading. I wouldn't have influence. Nobody would listen to me. I would not be the teacher I wanted to be. And I wanted to do this not just to compete with these guys, but when I would bring anybody onto my team, it was paramount to me that I could let them know that they were working with the person who had the best shot at being able to teach them how to succeed here. That if they could learn how to work as hard as I did, then I could teach them how to potentially make as much money as I was earning. Integrity, honesty, work ethic, and then work on yourself and skill with people so that you learn sales skills, so that you learn how to communicate better, so you don't screw it up, which is the problem with most sales reps. They screw it up. They're constantly projecting arrogance and talking over people and killing negatives and objection killing, and they are always closing, and it's this contrived way of, you know, being a man that is not winning. It's not working. This has nothing to do with chest bumping. This has everything to do with being exactly who you are and being so damn good at it and liking who you are that other people can feel that you trust yourself, and therefore they give you 3 more seconds of time to see if they trust you too. Because when you first meet someone, truly, you have milliseconds before a decision is made, whether you're eliminated or whether or not they're going to give you the next 5 seconds. And after that first 5 seconds, then the decision is made whether you're eliminated or they're going to give you 10 seconds more. That is the sales game. That is people. That's the way that we all communicate, and it's continuous and happening all the time. So the shift for me happened because when I was training new sales reps and I thought that I was above average, it in some way all of a sudden made everybody else around me feel as though I thought I was better than them. Interesting. That as my confidence in myself was growing, that I hadn't yet framed it the right way, so it even came off maybe a little bit as, I think arrogance is too hard of a word, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. What I do know is that my belief that I was above average, it did nothing to serve the other people in the room. When instead, I started to fall more in love with people. And the more people that I met, the more enthusiastic, fantastic, goal-driven, motivated, integrity-oriented people, I started to feel as though that's just what people are. People are good. They are ambitious. They are fun. They are loving. They are explosive personalities. To be an average human being is an amazing thing. incredible thing, we won the lottery kind of thing. That as soon as I understood that I'm average, all of a sudden that united me with the rooms of people that I spend my time in. I don't think I'm above average. I think I am absolutely average. And I don't say that in order to posture it as though it means something because I'm saying it. I believe that. I believe I am lucky to have this experience alongside all of the other people that are just like me.